Yo, what's up guys, Rackals here. Welcome back to another Quakecraft video. It's been a hot minute since I've said that, I'm not gonna lie, that feels weird. So a little bit ago, I actually hit network level 300 on Hypixel, and as a reward, I get literally nothing from that. But I wanted to make a video about it anyways, because for one thing, I do still think it's like kinda cool that I hit it without, you know, using any like boosters or anything. At the end of the day, I'm kind of just flexing like the amount of time that I've wasted on this server, but hey, it's still cool, no? Aside from that, like you literally get nothing from hitting anything beyond level 250, and for 250 I got the dark black plus for the MVP plus rank, and I don't even use that, yo. Yeah, I just use the default rank color whenever I'm not plus plus, just because I think that the black plus, like with the aqua rank, doesn't look very good at all. I mean, I don't know, you know, no offense to anybody who uses it, it just doesn't look good unless it's with the gold, you know, that black and gold. What can I say? Kind of fire. Anyways, the other reason I wanted to make this video was because the last video, the hitting network level 250 video, kinda low-key popped off for like zero reason whatsoever. I don't know why that video was the one to just like kind of go crazy, but literally for the first like year after it came out, it was the top search result when you searched Quakecraft into YouTube. The entire year after that, I was just gaining like mad views on that video. YouTube legitimately trolled by making that just come up first for anybody who searched Quakecraft, because that was like not even a particularly good video. But yeah, we're running it back. Obviously last time, aside from hitting 250, I talked about like my Hypixel history, and so initially I was like, oh, I could talk about my Minecraft history instead of just Hypixel, but I already kind of did that in my other video that popped off. Man, I'm just realizing apparently when I talk about my history, that video tends to pop off. Although to be fair, that one I low-key clickbaited a little bit hard, you know, called it like how I got unbanned from Hypixel Watchdog. It was true, like I did talk about how I got unbanned, but it was only like a minute of the actual video. Kind of troll, just playing the YouTube game, no? It's not a lie, no? So today I'm going to be talking about my Quakecraft history. A lot of people actually do ask me, like it's a very common question that I get, like how long have I been playing? When did I start playing? That sort of thing. So it all begins like I guess 3 years ago now, which is kind of crazy. Literally the very end of 2019 is when I first started like playing the game, aside from, you know, I'd played it a couple times in like years prior, but never like consistently played it. So yeah, the very end of 2019, I'm gonna say like September-ish or somewhere around there. I was actually pretty decent at the game just starting off, which was very nice because this is a game that can actually be really hard to get into. Yeah, if anybody watching this is like, man, this game looks so fun, I should get into it. First of all, true, you should definitely get into it. Second of all, just prepare to lose all the time before you actually like start getting good at the game. It's very tough to get into at the very start, but you know, the more you play good players, the better you will get, and it will only be a matter of time if you stick with it until you're actually able to become one of those players that you initially hated playing against. It's crazy how that happens. So anyways, end of 2019 I started, and then basically COVID hit like right after that, and it was sort of a slightly unfortunate time for COVID to hit. Not that there's really any good time for COVID to happen, but for me in particular, it was just not a great time. And that is because I had just finished my first year of university. Well, actually, I guess it hit like right at the tail end of university. And so before the year ended, I already knew that I wanted to take a year off, so I hadn't registered for anything. And then COVID hit, so then I had the year off of school, and I just could not get a job for the life of me because nowhere would ever hire people. In fact, they were literally firing everybody because they didn't want actual human workers to be there and that sort of thing. So basically for like most of 2020, I ended up in a situation where I wasn't in school, and also like I could not get a consistent job. So I played a lot in 2020. At the very start of the year, like in January, I had, I'm gonna say about 60k kills or so, and then I hit 100k I believe around February, not long before the first Quakecraft tournament. I ended up actually in that tournament finishing 24th if I remember correctly, and the most notable thing about that position is it was exactly 1 point in front of the legend himself, Technoblade. That brought a pretty big smile to my face, to say the least. Anyways, by the end of the year I actually had about 700k, so I got a little bit over 600,000 kills in the year of 2020, which is a lot, obviously. I'm not entirely positive if it's the most anybody's ever gotten in a year. I'm pretty sure it might be, unless maybe like Govo has gotten more or something. Honestly, I'm not too sure if anybody has ever like kept track of that kind of thing. So that's kind of crazy to think about. 2021, I did not play quite as much. I believe I still ended up getting about 300,000 kills that year, which yeah, that would add up because I got 1 million kills in December, as a lot of you guys may know. I made a couple videos on that. That was a super fun experience. The day that I hit 1 million was like so awesome because of the amount of people who showed up, and after I hit it, I still remember going into the lobby and it being like completely full. And it's not often that you see a classic games lobby that's completely full, but there's just so many people. It was a super awesome time. And then I basically quit the game. Again, I've already kind of made videos on this, but I did leave the game. I didn't play it at all just about until about 6 months later when I lost 1,000,000 kills to the glitch. And so even after basically starting to play again, I have not played like nearly as much. In the entire year of 2021, I only got about 30,000 kills, which is literally 10 times less than the year prior. I guess that would be what, 20 times less than the year before the year prior. I do still absolutely love the game. Like I said, I don't play it nearly as much as I did, but that's more just because I mean, I've been back in school for a while now, back in university, and B, I also do have a job at the same time. So I went from being jobless and schoolless to having both at the same time, which obviously does take up quite a bit of my spare time. And as a lot of you may know, I've complained about this before, my PC kinda is absolute dog water. I'm not gonna list off all the specs, but for my graphics card, I have a GTX 750 Ti, and for my processor, I have an Intel Core i3. So I actually don't know like that much about computers, but I do know enough to know that mine is just like extremely outdated. I mean, I have had it since like 2015. It's kind of just sitting on the floor, like right in front of the heat vent collecting dust, which is probably terrible for it. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling. The point I'm trying to get at is it's kind of hard to play the game when the game lags. While I'm recording this right now, I'm actually fortunate enough for it to not be like completely lagging every 10 seconds. It lags a lot even when I'm not recording, let alone when I am recording. And it's come to the point where streaming is 100% out of the question. Unfortunately, my computer just can't handle it, and the stream is so laggy, and then I'm super laggy. It just doesn't really make for an enjoyable experience for anybody involved. Anyways, I'm absolutely waffling right now, like literally just about nothing, so I'm gonna bring it back onto topic. I'm gonna go back to the very start because I am so terribly rusty at recording videos. I forgot to talk about why I even started playing the game, which I feel like is a pretty major component in like my Quakecraft history. So like I said way back at the start of the video, I did know about the game prior to 2019 and I had played it a couple times. But one thing that actually made me sort of aware of how fun I think that the game could possibly be was a video by an old school Hypixel YouTuber named Crabman Jones, aka CMJ. And basically he made a handful of Quakecraft videos around that time. He was pretty good at the game and I was like, man, he makes it look so fun. It just wasn't memorable enough that I wanted to really, I'm gonna go out of my way and go get playing the game. But it just so happened that around that same time, like a few days after watching those videos, I basically randomly got warped in with a party. I was like, oh yeah, I was just watching videos about this game. And yeah, turns out, like I said, I was pretty good at the game. And from there, it was kind of wraps. So yeah, thanks to CMJ for getting me into the game in the first place. And then the party that warped me in was led by my good friend, Ali the Tomato. So thank you, Ali, for starting my obsession with this game, I guess, basically. That was also a major inspiration for why I started making content again and started making Quakecraft videos. CMJ's videos inspired me to start playing the game, and I really hope that my videos potentially have that same effect on other people because it's just such a fun game, such a great community, and I really hope that the player count can start going up again. So that's kind of the goal, why I upload Quakecraft instead of, any other game mode that's probably way more popular and could get me way more views. So that's pretty much all the sort of major parts of my Quakecraft history, I would say. Apologies that it was a little bit scattered and all over the place. I need to get back into the habit of making videos again. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that juicy goodness. I don't know why I just called it juicy goodness. I think that might be the first time that those words have ever come out of my mouth. Yeah, goodbye.